What's going on, guys? It's the Nicholas Perstockage Social Football Channel, and it's exam week here, so can't do too much. I wanted to get something out, just to get something out. Um, yeah, so hopefully it's an okay product regardless. So, firstly, before we get into the lineup and everything, let's talk about a little bit of the news. So, the press conference this morning told us that there were two more injuries: Axel Disasi and Thiago Silva, both center backs, added to the injured list. I mean, we can't catch a break, man. We can't catch a break. Right when you start to see a few guys come back, it's just like more have to be added. It's almost mandatory. We saw as well that Levi Colwill and Nkunku are back in team training, like full team training, not partial. So they might have a chance to play on Thursday, but I'm gonna say that they don't. I think there's every way and shape and form that Chelsea do play youth products. I just don't see a way that they don't. But it's going to be a difficult match. I mean, Tottenham are fifth currently in the Premier League, fighting for Champions League places. I think that Villa have it down in pat. They're 7 points ahead. But I mean, if Tottenham can get them a good result and Villa can lose a few games or something, then they got a chance. It's as simple as that. Chelsea, of course, still fighting for Conference League and Europa League places. But again, it's going to be super hard for them. So let's get here into this lineup. Petrovic, Cucurella, Badiashile, Chalaba, Gilchrist, Caicedo, Gallagher, Mudryk, Palmer, Madueke, Jackson. Not many changes from the previous game. I think the only changes you'd see actually making is Chalaba and Gilchrist coming to start. Of course, Chalaba did play, but I have him filling in at right back, or from right back to center back, and Gilchrist would be the only main substitution. Um, it's not a good lineup. I mean, that's how I felt going into the Aston Villa game. I thought this lineup was horrific. But I mean, they proved us wrong. I mean, they proved with that press and the counter press. I mean, everything that they proved in that one just proved, positive. There was negatives obviously in that first half, but that second half was amazing, and the lineup showed some confidence. So we'll have to see how it starts in this one. But Petrovic in net, um, obviously Sanchez is still not healthy. We're not really sure when he'll be back. Whether it matters at this point, who cares? He's got injured all season at this point and hasn't been able to get back. But that's been every single player. So Petrovic stays in net. Been happy how he's played as a backup, even though he'll probably not be the starter going into next season. Cucurella, a very interesting performance from him in the last time, of course, because he kind of filled in as that third midfielder in a way. And, it was very interesting to see Poch make a tactical change like that after spell. After you've never seen him make many tactical changes really after the after halftime. So I'm very interested to see if he does kind of try and run Cucurella as that same 3 man at the back or something else, or no 3 man in the midfield or not. But we'll have to see how it goes against Todd. Badiashile, I mean, he looked a lot more calm and collected in that last game. It's a little hard to say whether he was better. I don't really know if he was much better. He looked better, yeah, in my opinion. But like, how do you just how do you change a 5-0 loss into a two? I mean, into a 2-2 draw. I mean, like, how much of that was on Badia Shield? But I don't know. It's one of these ones where I'm not sure with him. He's a really guy I'm unsure of. He looks good in some games. He looks really shit in others. So you got to take it with a grain of salt with this guy. I'm just hoping. We obviously just hope for the best, and hopefully he can show us something as this season comes to a close. Chalab on the right center back. He looks obviously poised for this spot in this game. I mean, of course, he played right back in the other one because there was no Malo Gusto, and I think he was just the best right back option. Um, I just don't see a way that Poch allows Chalaba to play right back and play Gilchrist as center back. I mean, maybe that would make some sense, but Chalaba in a way I think just has to play alongside Betty Shield. I just don't see a way that he could play Betty Shield by himself with like Gilchrist or something. I think that's just a recipe for disaster. Um, Chalaba, though, one of the more consistent players as the season has went on in the second half of the season since he's came back from injury. He's been very solid. Gilchrist on the right back. I would honestly rather play Josh Achiampong, player from a youth system. I just think it's a way better than having to play Gilchrist, a player who's never even played the right back position before. I just think that's I just think that's the way I see it. I'd much rather him start, but Poch will not start a 17-year-old right back in a game like this. It just won't happen. As much as probably people would appreciate to see it, it won't happen. Gallagher and Caicedo, there will be no changes probably to this midfield pairing for the remainder of the season. They've played well together, and there's nobody to take their position because of injuries. So those two guys in the double pivot probably will not change in any of my match previews for the remainder of the season. A guy who will probably end up changing is Mikhailo Mudryk. I honestly want to take this guy out because of his poor performances. But he's simply there's nobody to take his spot. It's another one of these circumstances where there's nobody healthy, and he kind of has to start. It all would come down basically to whether Poch wanted to play again, a U21 player or something. But he probably will not make that decision, and he will go with Mudryk on the left, even though he has showed us nothing to prove that he should be there. Palmer through the middle again. Like, why would you replace Palmer? Again, there's nobody else really on the bench. There's just like, it's gonna be one of these games where there's literally like we saw in the last one. He didn't make a sub till the 90th minute, for the purpose being that there literally is nobody on the bench. It's Cassidy, and there's not even a Sassi anymore to come off the bench. It's literally, in my opinion, just Cassidy and youth products. That's all it is. That's all it is. Madueke obviously is going to get a start again. Again, nobody to take a spot, but he's been incredible these last few games. Only guy to show us something. So it's that's the way I'm seeing it. And then Nicholas Jackson up top. He doesn't know again. Nobody taking his spot. I'd like to know what you guys think of the lineup going into this one. Personally, I think that many people's lineups are going to look exactly the same. I mean, because there's no changes you really can make to this lineup at this current moment in time that are better than this. I mean, unless you decide to give one of the youngsters a chance, I just don't think it'll happen. So that's why I haven't done it here. But there's a chance. I again, like I said, I'd love to see Pong play on the right back spot, but that's probably the only youngster I'd give a chance to, unless you said play Jax on the left and play someone like David Washington up top or something. Like I would love to see it. Poch, I think, did hint at a youngster getting a chance in this one, so if that might be a good sign. But again, like in a game like this against Tottenham, is it really your best bet to be playing a youngster? I don't really know, but not much else to be said in this one. Thank you for listening to the match preview again. Sorry that there is not much, too much talking. I can't really do too much today because of exams, but hope you guys appreciate that. Thank you guys very much for watching the match preview. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow or the day after for match reaction. Thank you very much for watching. Peace. See you.